Well, hi there folks, it's Matt Hayson here looking at this week's property market. Well, we've turned the corner into November. It is the final selling stages for 2022. But as we all know, on Melbourne Cup Day, the RBA, they smacked us again with a 25 basis point increase to the cash rate, currently now sitting at 2.85%. Now inflation, it keeps going higher, currently sitting at 7.3%. It is expected to peak at 8%. Now as a result of that, it's likely the RBA is going to lift the cash rate again in December, probably another 25 basis points. Now that will leave the cash rate sitting at 3.1% over the holiday period. Now, it's not expected that inflation will be brought into control and within that target band of 2 to 3% set by the RBA until 2025. Now, the RBA, they don't meet in January. However, the latest inflation data does get released later that month. So when the RBA do meet in February, it's going to be very interesting to review that data and whether or not they continue the lifting cycle or the RBA decides to leave the cash rate on hold. Now, around the grounds with the auction clearance rate in Sydney last week, it was sitting at 45.5% according to SQM Research. Now, it's been hovering around that mid 40% bracket for around a month now, which still suggests to us there is downward pressure on property prices. That said, most sellers, they are adjusting expectations. They're meeting where buyer demand is. And as a result, transactions are certainly improving, which is a really good sign as we close out the final selling stages for the year. But as we do close out the year, we're also monitoring what's going to unfold moving into next year for the property cycle. And one of the big things that we have to monitor is this huge wave of fixed rate mortgages, which are going to move into variable space somewhere through the course of next year. Now, it's likely that many of these mortgage holders are going to be facing a quadrupling of their monthly repayments, which will have a major impact with what unfolds with the property market next year. So something certainly to monitor. And then finally this week, we are very privileged to be bringing to market an iconic Birchgrove residence, 8 Rose Street in Birchgrove. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to acquire a magnificent piece of Birchgrove property history. 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, double car garaging, 504 square metres of land, 350 square metres of internal space. It has award-winning gardens, all orientated to the north at the rear, a spectacular layout and a home of the highest distinction. Now, we do have a buyer's guide of 7.5 million on this beautiful home and an auction date set for November 30, and inspections will commence from this Saturday. For further information, please reach out to us. So folks, that's what's going down in the property market this week. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you all next week.